Surprise! Good evening, everybody. Hello. I'm just going to wait till a few of you start jumping on board. It's great to be back. It's been a bit of a busy time, a bit of an up and down time. I'm sure many of you would agree that everybody's getting very sick of current circumstances as such, but it's also, everything in the news is making it very difficult for a lot of people to even smile. So we're going to have a bit of fun tonight. Margarita, good evening. Hello, welcome you. You're the first one here. How extraordinary. Lovely to see you. Tonight is a little bit different in the sense of, and you'll probably hear me repeat it a few times throughout the night, but tonight every reading is $15 and every raffle ticket is $10. So what I'm trying to do, and everyone knows, all the work I do for domestic violence, but it's been in the forefront again, and even more, I guess the word is, there is no word for it. It's been quite distraughting for a few people hearing the news of late. And I was up there yesterday to one of the refuges, and I was able to again, speak and help a number of victims. And I knew, then tonight was all, I already knew that that's what I had in mind to do, because it was supposed to be Christmas and New Year, and the raffle was supposed to be drawn on the New Year's, but then I got called out to a major event on New Year's Eve, which I couldn't get out of. That unfortunately took away that, and henceforth it's been, brought forward to tonight. So, as I said, I'm just waiting for more to join. And look, part of the ordinary rules in housekeeping is that if you like and share the page, you're in the chance for a free reading, and some of those might come towards the end, because the focus tonight is raising awareness and is raising funds for domestic violence, and I have to honour that. Because I've got over $1,700 worth of prizes to give away. And this is going to sound really weird, but if the raffle money pool gets nowhere near any of that, well then, I will have to hold some over and do it on another night. Do you know what I mean? To be fair for, where the prizes have come from. I don't think I can be any fairer than that. And just a little hint too, if you're liking and sharing the page, I do end up, in the back end of the program, I can actually see who's liked and shared. So just a sneaky little, no cheating. But everybody knows that I give a lot of time to my lives, and it's tonight, as I said, is all about charity. So a few people have already bought tickets, which is fabulous. So their names are already in the I'll call it a barrel, but it's not really a barrel. It's a lovely little velvet, bag. They're all in. And everyone, if everyone's wondering how to pay for a reading or a raffle ticket, it's a case of my PayPal is scrolling along the bottom of the screen, so you can all see that. So who have we got that's joined so far? So Margarita Huff said hello to you. Kat, hello. Cheryl, hello. Cheryl, you're my one and only one that's so far paid for a reading tonight, so that will come up shortly. And thank you so much for that. Hello, Kelly. Kat, I'm always promoting domestic violence for women and children. I'm an advocate for domestic violence, and there's some excuse me, a very big refuge near me, and there's two in the city that so I spread myself across the whole three. So it is all about domestic violence, women and children. And we've seen, as I said earlier, we have seen, you know, a bit of what's gone on of recent, which, you know, it makes my heart sink every single time. But, you know, I can't change that. I can certainly try and advocate, and I can certainly help the New South Wales Police Force, which I do quite often. And, you know, some people don't understand even how taxing that can be when I get visions and I can see things and so forth, because we still have a lot of skeptics in the world. And look, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and that's okay, you know. But yeah, it's a bit of hard yards. Hello, Daisy. Hello, Helen. Hello, Jenny. Good evening. Kat, yeah, I understand where we were, because initially, even before I started studying counselling and all that, yes, I'm a natural born psychic, but I was also a victim to domestic violence, where my ex was actually charged with attempted murder on 3 occasions. Thankfully, he didn't succeed in what he was set out to be doing, but then the justice system needs a lot to be desired for. So if anyone works for the justice system that's on here, sorry, but mine was a long time ago, and I know some things have changed, but some things have remained the same. So I certainly can understand how you're feeling. So yeah, but if anyone can, like, you know, continue to like and share, that would be awesome, because we can get further word out there about you know, help. I mean, as much as I'm a psychic medium and have been all my life, I'm also a qualified counsellor and psychotherapist. So I, you know, do get to do some what I call volunteer community work, and I go up and sit with some victims and, you know, just make sure they're okay. So yeah, so that's a little bit about where tonight's headed. Oh, Diane, good evening. I haven't seen you on my live for a while. Bear in mind too, where it scrolls down the side, it goes up quite quickly, so sometimes I might miss saying hello to someone. But yeah, Kat, you know, I agree. The help is very much needed throughout the, you know, governments say they donate a lot to, or sorry, they don't donate, they give a lot to mental health and domestic violence, but I'm kind of yet to see the benefits of that when I go to the refuges, and then I get told, you know, when the last time they receive, you know, government funds and things like that. So it's a little bit, it's tough. It's tough to see. I'm not going to lie, but it is very close to my heart with everything that I do. Stella, thank you so much again for your donation. You are absolutely awesome. Really, really appreciate that. You're going to go in my your name will be on the next lot of parcels I take to the women and children. So thank you so much for that. Let me know if you want. Do you want extra tickets in that in the prize draw, or is that just a straight out donation? If you can let me know, that would be fantastic. Patricia, good evening. Daisy, I've said hello to you. Yes, I have, because you're awesome. You're a survivor. And reverse those words that you were saying. You're not a victim, you're actually a survivor. Deb, good evening. Jean McDonald, hello. Welcome back to you. Viv, hello. Lisa, hello. Gina, hello. Anyone late joining? Tonight is a charity event where, oh, Peter, good evening. Thank you for coming back. Where everything tonight, every reading is $15. Every raffle ticket is $10, raising funds and much needed funds for domestic violence victims, women and children. So that's where tonight's show is headed. So there might be some time at the end for free, but I can't promise that because I'm working on a goal here. I'm working on my own. Sorry, anyone that's donating, you know, there could also be a bit of a time lapse as well. But it's all good. The PayPal address is running across the bottom of my screen. I do welcome everybody for joining. I welcome and love you all. If you can like and share this page so we can get the word out, we can hopefully, you know, get. And I've just had a friend of mine. I'm not going to open it because he's cheeky, I think. Sending videos. He knows I'm going live. Stop it. Stop it. I think you did that deliberately. Thank you very much. I'll look forward to your donation, mister. That would be good. Stella, I just want to help the people who need this. It's not important if I buy raffle tickets. I want to help them. You know, Stella, you are so gorgeous, and regardless of your name's already in the barrel a few times, but regardless, I want you to privately send me your address because I do actually want to send you something because you are just so wonderful. Okay. And Christian, you gave me a reading last year for my custody battle, and you're right. Thank you. You have no idea how much you helped me with that one. Because thank you so much for. I don't think I've seen your name for a little while either. So thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I hope everything is okay, and that you are actually okay. And yeah, people make me proud when they just jump in and say that. That's really awesome. My heart is always, with everybody, and I always do what I can. Sometimes I have to say no, which is not very often, but sometimes I do. But yeah. Peter, your last reading made a lot of sense. I did actually make contact with my mum and got more than a few answers. Oh, look, well done. I'm so pleased that you reached out to her or to somebody. And yeah, again, thank you for jumping in and saying it. Thank you for being here tonight. And also too, Peter, I'm not going to pick on you, but you're a male. And there's sometimes that a lot of males don't watch, and they should, because they would get a whole lot more insight sometimes of maybe not necessarily how spirit works, but how we are all connected in a way where we can embrace spirit. We can, and sometimes I have to not that I like to, but sometimes I have to bring through some things from spirit that are quite how would I say it, quite involved, or it's quite upsetting, but sometimes upsetting in a good way. And sometimes men just don't want to be around that, which is really bizarre, because men can actually get a lot of healing through a reading. And Peter, I'm sure you'd be very aware of that. And what I also wanted to say too is that men can also be victims of domestic violence. If I looked at statistics, sure, and I'm not, just because I'm female, I'm actually telling the truth, because I'm involved with the police so heavily on this. So the statistics are greater for women and children being involved in domestic violence, but there is a number of gentlemen that actually get caught up in domestic violence, and we don't get those statistics plastered all over the TV, because it can be, excuse me, it's a little bit different than your norm. So yeah. Helen, can you just let me know if what you've just paid is for a reading? That would be awesome if you could let me know that. Sorry, I'm writing as I go. Because that's what you have to do. So I should have asked someone if they could be my little gopher tonight. But yeah, I didn't have that capability. But anyway, that's okay. That's okay. I'm sure everybody will be able to bear with me tonight. Jean, you've just sent something as well. Is that for a reading or is that for 3 tickets? If you can let me know. Because if they're for tickets, I've got to put your name down 3 times and put you in the draw. That'd be awesome. Okay, so who have we got else jumping in? Peter's jumping in. You do know that I'm psychic myself, so I do get what you're saying on a much deeper level than most. Yes, I know you do, Peter, and I do appreciate that you're here, because some, with all respects to a lot of psychics, a lot of psychics don't want to watch another psychic. Do you know what I mean? Because they just don't, and other people do. Helen, I think. Christian, it's my PayPal is scrolling along the bottom of the screen, and I also put it up in the first lot of comments as well. Excuse me while I write Jean's name down a few times. So, how's everybody doing tonight? Can everybody let me know how where you're tuning in from and how you're all going? That would be nice to know as well. And then I'll get on to the first reading. I'm just trying to kind of emphasize the importance of tonight. Okay. Tickets if you'd like to give to someone special. Oh, Jean, you're such a beautiful person. But I've written your I've written your name on them, and they'll go to you. So we'll see how we go. Peter, and I always learn. So I do see every time you are on, it's an opportunity to learn from you. Oh, Peter, that's a nice compliment that you find an opportunity, being a psychic yourself, to actually say that. That's quite lovely. So I'm just going to pop that one up, because that is actually lovely to actually say that you feel that it's an opportunity to learn from me. So thank you very much for that. Penrith, I'm feeling okay, but not wonderful. Well, we're going to touch on that very soon, my love. We really are. Okay, Patrice, Wollongong. I have a friend that lives in Wollongong. She bought some tickets a while ago, actually. Gorgeous soul, another psychic. So gorgeous soul. Jamie, you're from California. Awesome. Thank you so much. I love it when it can reach far and wide. So I'm really impressed that that you're on. Thank you so much. I assume that it's morning there. And Helen, you're from Camden. Okay, so how about we have, I'll just put my phone up here so I can still see it every so often and see what's going on with PayPal. I just need to keep an eye on that, because I certainly don't want to miss anybody. If anyone's looking for the prizes that are intentionally going to be given away tonight, as I said, if we don't reach a particular target, because I've got $1,700 worth of stuff to give away, on my page, either Mystical Mystique Psychic Medium page or Psychic Medium Mystique Psychic Medium International, that has some pictures of what I have in store to give away. Yay! Stella, you're from Melbourne. It's been stifling hot. I understand that. And Diane, you're from Adelaide, and I understand from Diane that it's been pouring with rain at Adelaide as well. And Jean, I'm so glad Terry's going a lot better. If you remember, I mean, give him a big hug for me when you can. But remember, I said there was going to be some ups and downs, and there was going to be some good with some bads. And I think you've already, been experiencing that. So yeah, but that he's going to be okay. Deb, you're from California. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I love it when we can reach far and wide. Cheryl, if you can come back to me on the feed here and let me know, did you want a general reading or did you want a specific question? And I ask that because sometimes generals, there's so much in it that you got to pull bits and pieces apart. But if you're wanting something specific, and maybe at times you've been too scared to ask, or you feel like you can't ask, or whatever, specific questions are always okay as well. I do know that a lot of live feeds that some psychics actually put up, and no disrespect to them, because I seriously don't disrespect anyone, I don't judge anyone, but some psychics, hello Jacqueline, put up that they don't do medical questions, they don't do health questions, they don't do mediumship, they don't do legal stuff and all that. But people who know me and know me well know that I don't have I don't have, there's no holes barred with me. That sounds funny, doesn't it? No holes barred with me. I might have to refrain from the language I use. But anyway. Jennifer Morgan. Okay. So the readings I have so far are for Cheryl, Helen, and now Jennifer. So if we keep that going, that would be awesome. Lisa. Oh, I love you, Lisa. She's my #1 fan at the moment. Thank God I do medical questions. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm going to say the story again, Lisa. Lisa, a while ago, asked a medical question. And because I don't hold anything back, and I always, bring forward what Spirit says. And sometimes if it's a little bit, iffy, I do ask permission because it's a live feed. And I virtually told Lisa that her doctor was not listening to her, and she seriously needed to go in a hurry to get a second opinion. And God love her, she trusted in me. She went, she had surgery. She's firing ahead on all fours. A few little things here and there, but the majority, I'm always excited that she went, that she actually took it on board and took it on the chin, and yeah. So she's my medical star, so to speak. Because look, some people don't have to take everything on board, but when some people do and they actually do something about it, it is to me, it's just so very rewarding. Patrice, you'll be after your #4 on my list, so thank you for that. Oh, what happened there? No. Sorry. Something happened that's weird. No. Get out of that. Sorry. Something really weird just happened on my PayPal account. I hope it's not being hacked because it's just the worst thing that we can do. Okay. Who else has jumped on? Cheryl, you don't have a filter, so language is fine. I can swear like a truckie. Don't think on live feeds I can swear. Kirsty, yeah, it has been a while. I was on Christmas Eve, and then a lot of things have gone on in the meantime, and some things I can explain, and some things I can't. Peter, I have a question. How do you protect energy when you do readings? I was live on Sunday for 3 hours, and it got to me. I know how to do it 1-1, but doing a live particularly. Okay, I'll address that later, Peter, because I'm trying to get the momentum going of people paying for, because all this money tonight is going for domestic violence victims. Christian. Christian, is 2 tickets, yeah? I have to write people's name down as I get money for raffles because I've got to put them in the bag. And then Cheryl, I'm going to be doing your reading as soon as I write Christian's name. Okay. They're so good. I love you too, Lisa. Yes, Krishna, I got it, and I've just put your 2 lots in the bag for you. And thank you for praising what I'm doing. Okay, Cheryl. Now let's get back to focus for a moment. I hope you're still here, Cheryl. I'm sure you are. I'm sure you end up watching the whole show. I don't know if you are. Did you ask me a question or did you just say a general? Hi, Tracy. Tracker. My sister from another mother from years ago. Tracker and I always used to be asked if we were sisters when we went out in our younger days. Wasn't so long ago, was it, Tracker? Just a general. Cool. Okay. I have some YouTube watchers too. So, Rave, hello to you. Okay. Sure. The last couple, I actually want to focus on the last couple of weeks because it seems to me that the last couple of weeks, there's been what I feel, because it just rose from my stomach, like a burning question that you haven't been able to kind of work out where you need to go with it. And yeah, it's like a wow, it's like a burning question that you don't. I think you have the answer, but you're kind of, I have to say it the way I hear it, you're scared. You're scared to actually make and I guess because it's coming through this way, you're scared to make that judgment call. You're scared that you're going to tread on other people's toes um, with your response. But I don't see it that way. I see that if you have to come to a decision, then that you've got to live for you and nobody else type thing. You've got to make decisions in your life that suit you. If it involves somebody else, sure, you need to take them into consideration. I don't believe it actually involves somebody else. I believe this is something that you want to do, that you want to kind of wording that's coming through is spread your wings, try something new, be able to feel okay with what you're doing, and I guess feel okay without judgment. And I kind of think that someone's actually been judging you a little bit lately. Because I'm also getting like this buzz of negativity coming into my left side, and it's kind of like why we're coming in on my left side. So yeah, I kind of also need to address, is there something happening with you on your left side? Not necessarily over dramatic as such on a medical issue, but something on that left side or somebody to your left that's kind of is the one that's kind of throwing you a bit of a curveball. Why aren't you making that decision? Why are you not sort of like coming forward with your voice to sort of say, well, my voice matters just as much as yours? Is it's left spirit? That's well, spirit is on my left, but it's giving me a jab in my left side as well. So I'm kind of thinking that something else is going on in your left side. Oh my God! Hello, Sterling. Wow, welcome. I don't think. Wow, I'm so pleased that you've joined. Thank you for spending some time with me. But back to you, Cheryl. Yeah, coming towards the left side is where I'm getting the jolt. So I feel that either somebody is having cliche when I say having a bit of a dig, but coming in on that left side. But I also think that whatever you're trying to wherever you want to spread your wings, I don't know why this person on the left seems to be bothered about it, because I don't know what that significance to them is, right? Because whatever, it doesn't make a difference to them, but somehow they want to stick their nose in. Does that make sense? Because to me, it's just like I need to kind of push this person. I need to push this person away from my left side, because I'm sick of them kind of digging into my side too much, because it's not very pleasant. And when I get this feeling that it's not very pleasant, it's more so that that there's something there's something that's not right. There's some negativity around that I'm not happy with. And I just think that with the kindness of your heart, you give a lot, but because you're giving a lot, then I don't know what this person's doing. I don't even know what they're saying. It's like that you are feeling restricted. It's like that you feel that you can't spread your wings and do something a little bit different, because I feel like you're just being restricted. Does that make sense? Can you just jump in and and let me know how you feel with that, because yeah, I kind of think it's weighing you down. I really think it's weighing you down. And I think that you can't be your how would I say it, like this bubbly, wonderful self, because you've gone into like this doubt mode. Okay, really gone into that doubt mode, and I don't want you to doubt. What have you? I'm not sure at this stage. I don't feel like doing anything. I feel I've missed my opportunities. No, absolutely not, Cheryl. Cheryl. Don't go that way, because that's when you start saying that you feel like you've missed your opportunities. You're closing yourself off to like not having those opportunities present themselves and being closed off. Can you explain the left hand side as well, please? Because it's annoying the bejeebers out of me. So explain the left hand side to me. That I would really appreciate that. But don't ever feel like you've missed your opportunities, because you haven't. You have so much more to give. You have so much more to give. Yes, it does now. We have a lot to do with our grandkids since my daughter. Okay, so much responsibility. And look, I'm really very sorry for your loss, and you know that. You know, in my world, if I could bring a lot of people back, I actually would. You know, like and I say that with the greatest respect, because there's there's a lot of there was just a lot of sadness around certain people going, and we can't, sometimes we feel like we can't live without them. But yeah, I just also wondered too, when she passed, were you sitting on her left side? Were you stroking her left arm, or something to do with her left side? Because I don't believe it's an issue as such. As I said in the beginning, I don't think it's a medical issue with you, but I think it's relevant somewhere that's actually quite important. Because when spirit shows me that, and certainly when spirit is making me feel it, it's relevant there somewhere. So I just wonder, even with your daughter, I have to look at that. I have to look at that left side, and I have to look, where you're at her passing as well as. And I also want to say to you, there's a really unusual color. It's not a pink. It's not a red. Would I put it as a crimson? Probably more like a crimson / burgundy color. That seems to also be relevant. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Okay, so um, for her to be digging me in that particular side is also, without her telling me her name, it is also some ways that spirit communicate when they're not 100% ready to either say a lot, or whether they're not 100% sure whether it's going to be received in the manner that it's meant to, if that makes sense. And it's just, it was so relevant to her. I had to find what it was relevant to, and if that's what you were doing, of the morning of, then that's what she's bringing through, and bringing it through with so much respect, with bringing it through with so much love, because you're, if I could say it this way, again respectfully, it was like that your touch was the last touch, and the last touch that mattered. So she takes your energy, she takes your touch, and she's got that with her. So with the highest form of respect, that is something that that she was forcefully trying to get me to acknowledge, being on that left side. And look, spirit doesn't do anything to hurt me, but spirit shows me something, or does something, that is only relevant for the person that I'm reading for, and I always have to find the relevance. No. Don't ever think that either, Cheryl. No, not at all. Because you know what? Again, with respect, because you know how much respect I have for everybody that I read for, is that if you chose, she doesn't see that. She doesn't see that the way you do, because I have to say it this way is the way it's coming through. If you chose to be with her, then who was going to be by her kid's side that meant the most? Like, you're the person that means the most to her and her children. So her children were being very, very looked after because of you. So in her eyes, you were there to guide them. You were there to comfort them. You were, they needed you. Yes, she needed you, but she had, what I feel, I mean, apart from other staff as such, as I want to say like that, she had somebody else with her. I felt that she had someone with her, because she's saying to me, she's shaking her head saying, please, Mum, please do not feel guilty about this. You are the, I don't want to say the martyr word, but you are the pillar of strength for my kids. And she couldn't have left her kids with anyone better. Do you know what I mean? And like, I take a lot of respect from what she's saying away from that, because she's the one that's going through a went through like a tough time. But here you are, you're the one that's feeling a little bit guilty of that, and worried that that she's a bit angry. Don't ever think for this moment that she's angry. Oh, you just said something else. My husband sat with her right till the last breath. Did he also sit on the left side? Do you know? I kind of need to ask that, because if that could be more of why I was getting digging so hard into my left side. But also too, like, I want to embrace you for the work that you're doing with the kiddies, because it's really, really important. Thank you so much for saying that. So to her, the whole significance of her coming through and to get me to notice her and to get me to feel her. I mean, I would have felt her anyway, but she was, and look, I say this with respect, there's a little bit of stubbornness about her, because she wouldn't let go of, like, pushing me into my left side. So if I haven't acknowledged that quickly, it's majority of the times it's that person showing me their stubborn side, but in a nice way. Like, it's not a nasty, it's never a nasty way. It's a way that, people will, spirit always comes through with, what's important to you, or what is important that I'm actually going to know, what's happening, with you, with you guys, because, nothing really is general as such, which is why, I generally ask if people have a specific question, because, my connection with spirit is so strong, and the people that know me, they know that. And yeah, they'll always come through with something that is specific for you. So look, I hope you can take away from that the beautiful feeling, and even the beautiful feeling that I got, with feeling her, because when I get to feel spirit so strongly, and I get to see, visions of a smile, of a spirit holding their hand on their heart, with respect, or blowing kisses where they, they want to blow a kiss to, whatever. That is it's a beautiful sign of respect, and she has so much love for you, so much love. Look, you couldn't have been a better mum, couldn't have been a very mum. Oh, okay. So have we got a hacker already? Stella, just block it. I think it was the person that was on YouTube, because I was ignoring them. They thought I was reading for them, when I wasn't. So because I thought it was them, I'm just going to go in and block them. Anyway. Well, Diane, you got the butterflies again, front and back. They're there for a reason, lovely. I said that to you yesterday. Not yesterday, the day before. Make sure you give that call. That would be awesome. Hello, Chrissy. How are you? And she was stubborn at times. Well, we can all be, but she never meant it in in a bad way, because there's stubbornness that can be a really crappy way when you're stubborn, which means that you're so set in your ways that you can't even look at the other side of life type thing. But there's a stubbornness as a protection method. But yeah. Anyway, again, just a reminder, tonight's readings, as it's scrolling on the bottom, $15 for a reading, $10 for a raffle ticket, plenty of prizes to give away. The amount of prizes given away depends on how much is raised, of course, because I've got over $1,700 worth of prizes, and I can't just give them away willy-nilly if I've got nowhere near the amount that's raised, because it's all going to domestic violence. So everything tonight is going across to domestic violence, women and children. I always thought she'd be okay, but my gut feeling failed me. Cheryl, you couldn't predict what was coming. Your gut feeling didn't really fail you. It was just that other people were a bit stubborn. So don't ever think that you're in the wrong because a few others were a bit stubborn. And a lot of people always think they're invincible, even to the point of sometimes they don't go and get, well, sometimes they do. Sometimes they go and get advice from a GP, and sometimes that advice is actually wrong. I had an appointment with my GP this morning, and I tell you what he told me, if I listened to that, I'd be dead, actually. I'm allergic to something, and he wanted me to have it, like, duh. Hello. Over 12 years, and no. So things like that can happen. So, sometimes second and third opinions are better, because if you just lived off what one person tells you, it's not always correct. So having that bit of that stubbornness shows a bit in that lane as well, yeah? Hello, Leanne. Thank you, Stella. If you can just block it, that'd be great. Yeah, Diane, just make sure you recall, okay? No problem, Cheryl. And just so people know, I actually don't know Cheryl personally, but she's booked herself on the same cruise that I'm going to do in a couple of years. So we're going to meet there and have some fun. Awesome. That's the trip that we're doing from Sydney to Hawaii and back. What an awesome. So we're going to be cruising for like 35 days. Anyway, yes, absolutely, Peter. I think her doctor thought she'd been sick for ages or something and ended up, yeah. And look, it can be, it, as I said, I've trusted my GP for God knows how long, and today he was just so wrong. And I kind of even said, you realize if I do that, I can die. And he said, oh, well. I think he thought I was finding him funny. Not really. Anyway, moving on. Danina, you've copped it too. I'm really sorry. If you can block that, that'd be great. I can't see anybody on the feed. I did see that one on YouTube. I blocked that person, but I can't really see anybody else that's doing anything silly. But maybe that's why they're watching, in secret, so they can do something silly. If anyone that's all watching tonight, if you do get a friend request from me, Mystique never sends out a friend request on my private Robin page. Yes, I do, but on my Mystique page, I never do. These scammers will ask you they'll tell you they're going to give you a free reading. They'll take your bank account. They will strip you dry. Please do not. If you get it throughout this feed, please delete it, block it, and report it if you can, because what they end up doing, and I'll find them later, Danina, if you can actually send me a screenshot of it so I know who to look for, that would be awesome, because Facebook doesn't do a lot about it, but when you report them as stealing your identity in a photo, they will actually look into it, yeah? So anyway, all good. Okay. Helen, can you let me know if you wanted a specific question in your reading? That'd be great if you can. So yeah, tonight, like and share the live feed so we can raise awareness and so forth. Anyone wanting a reading, $15 for a reading, $10 for a raffle ticket, over $1,700 worth of prizes in raffle tickets. Please, if you can, get into the raffle tickets as well, because I won't be able to get, as I said, with all due respect to everybody, I wouldn't be able to give away $1,700 worth of stuff if I only had a small amount of people having raffle tickets. So we need to kind of boost that. And all monies tonight, every single cent is going to domestic violence, women and children. So nothing's coming to me. It's all going there. And I was up there yesterday with a few of the workers, as well as a few of the what I call survivors, not victims. Yeah, and they're in need. So yeah, if you can, that would be great. Probably Peter. Sometimes my GP tells me I'm going all right. And then sometimes he does bloods and says, yeah, you're doing all right. Then I have a look at the bloods and I go, oh, what about this and what about that and what about this? And he tells me I'm a bit too medical, and excuse the French, but sometimes he says, oh, you're a bit too anal looking at that. And I go, well, that's because I'm looking to see what I can see. But anyway. Helen, my love, wow, what you've got plans. You've got plans, you've got a vision. I'm pretty sure that you've been trying to manifest this vision as well, but it hasn't come to fruition just yet. But it will do in a couple of months. And I think that you have been, pardon me for saying, I think that what you're doing now, you've become bored with. And when you become bored with something, regardless of whether it's work, whether it's just everyday life or whatnot, you actually get really stuck in a rut. And it's Margaret, no, I didn't. It is a scam. Can you please block and delete? I don't know who it is. I've asked someone else to screenshot me the person so I can actually see, because I don't know who's doing it. So if you can do that, that'd be great. But yeah, just block, delete, report, do whatever you can. Yes, Helen. There just seems to be something that you, because I keep hearing over and over again, it's like you're a bit critical of yourself because you haven't been manifesting in the right way, or you don't think that you've been doing it the correct way or doing it long enough, and you seem to be yearning to do something else because you're bored. Things have taken a bit of a turn. I want to say to you that you're very good at what you do, but it has seemed to become mundane. I feel like, not that you want to go to work and always get a pat on the back. I don't mean that in that respect, but I just feel like you feel like you can't grow there anymore. And see, when you start to feel that you can't grow, then you actually start feeling undervalued, and then of course then resentment comes in and it becomes a vicious circle. So I feel like there's parts of you that can certainly give more in what you're actually doing, but nobody else is seeing it, so to speak. So I feel like there's somebody there, and sorry to tell you, but I think there's someone there that's a little bit undermining. Um, it's my own live. I can probably say kiss ass, but I probably shouldn't. But so excuse my French. But there seems to be someone there that feels like they can do a bit more than you, but I don't believe they can, because I keep getting spirit shaking their head saying, no, this person doesn't know any more than you. This person is not better than you and not more intelligent than you, but they seem to think that they can, mainly because they probably want to do your role. So I feel like that you've become a little bit stale, a little bit bored in what you're doing, because I feel like the more you give, the more no one's really taking any notice. There seems to be expectations there now. So yeah, I kind of don't want you being in a field. I know you love it, but I kind of don't want you in a field that people are opposing those expectations on yourself, if that's the way of saying it. But what I also see, because I actually drew a couple of cards for you, what I also see is I don't know whether because I keep seeing two people. I don't know whether you get to actually see people that come into your work environment as such, that can actually come up and have a conversation with you, because what I see is two people coming forward, and certainly not together, but two people coming forward to poach you to go and do something else. So it seems like somebody has already noticed, you and for what you can bring to the table. So I feel that you can put the feelers out if you wish, and more people will snap you up. Like, seriously, more people will snap you up anyway. But I just feel within the next 2 months, so I want to take that to probably the end of March, that something far better is going to come your way. And it's almost like you don't have to work hard to get it, right? So it's just, it's almost like it's handed to you on a silver platter, which I think that's actually quite exciting, because somebody has seen you for what you can bring to the table. That's how I see it that way. And look, I think that's all very exciting. But also in amongst that is that you kind of take not necessarily a step back, but you start to even look at yourself a little bit different, as if to say, wow, I didn't have to work hard to get this type thing. And this makes you feel good. Not that you don't feel confident about yourself now, because you do, but I just think that there's kind of gone a little bit of a lull. And in that little bit of a lull, we start to kind of, we can't start to kind of think, am I doing a good job? Like, why do I feel bored doing it? Because I used to love it. And we start asking ourselves all these questions. And of course, when we ask all these questions, they're all what ifs, because we don't actually know. And when you put too much what ifs into the whole scenario, then that whole scenario, becomes a little bit overwhelming and a little bit negative into our subconscious. So I kind of don't want you to do that, because when you start to even feel a little bit better about yourself, again, this is when you're going to get noticed in other arenas. And that's where I kind of want to say to, somebody noticing you in a friendship way, the friendship way will turn into something else. Okay, because there seems to be someone else on the horizon, but I actually don't see them. To be perfectly honest, I'm getting shown the number 5, and that it's either 2 ways: 5 months, or the 5th month is May. And if I take it to 5 months, well, that would be June. So May, June anyway, is when that's going to come into your life. But I want you to feel more open about it, because I just think this being bored business, or this feeling of being a little bit taken for granted. I need you to kind of get out of, I'm sounding like I'm lecturing, don't I? I need you to kind of get out of that rut, because that rut is kind of going to put some negativity into your outer energy field. And of course, once your outer energy field gets a bit cold, people aren't going to be warm to, if you know what I mean. So I say everything with the greatest respect, but I just feel that when you're feeling a bit like that, your outer energy field goes a little bit cold. Not that you're a cold person, so don't get me mixed up with what you're feeling inside, as opposed to our outer energy field. We can only change it when we start to feel better about ourselves, because we actually don't have much control about our outer energy field. Okay, so I hope that helps you, and let me know how it resonates with you. That'd be lovely. Thanks, Viv. Thanks for answering. Beck, hello. Long time no see. Tonight, Beck, tonight is all about raising money for charity for domestic violence, women and children. So readings tonight are $15 and raffle tickets are $10. So if you want to get involved in that, that would be awesome. The more money we raise, the more money I can give across, of course, and the more money we raise in raffles, the more prizes I can give away. Because I have about $1,700 worth of prizes, which I'd like to get them all away in one night. That would be awesome. But if it has to get spread over 2 nights, then so be it. I'm sure that most people would understand that. For instance, I'm just going to pluck numbers here, but for instance, if I had only raised, $200 in raffle tickets, I'm not going to give away, $1,700. Do you know what I mean? And that's to be fair. Yeah, that's to be fair. Okay, have I got another one here? Okay, so I've got Angela. Oh, the pen's got stupid. Angela, here, and Chantel Daly. Okay. Sorry, Jen, I'm just reading your question. Yeah. There's more than your mother-in-law looking over him, to be quite honest. You've got 3 relatives that have actually been with him from the start, my love. That's for you, Jean. And I want to say, if you remember what I talked about, the ups and downs that would happen throughout that, the downs that you had, he was certainly being protected by 3. One being his mum, but I want to say to you, I think it's one of his aunties, and the other one is a male figure that's not really coming forward as such. But yeah, he's been looked after by 3, and that doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't surprise me, as I felt even the day that he was going in, he was already walking in with somebody watching over him, because even that day, I kind of felt that somebody was walking in between you and him, if that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Let me have a look. So who's next on my list? I have another Jenny. Beck, I don't have paper. I can, when I get a moment, I can send you bank details, but I'd have to get you to wait a sec, and I could probably have to do it towards the end if that's okay with you. Jenny. Jennifer Morgan. Jennifer Morgan, if you can tell me your question, because you're next in line. After that, I have Patrice, then I have Angela, and then I have Chantel. Chantel's already telling me she wants a general. Home. Getting a cramp. Jennifer Morgan, can you let me know what your question is, please? That would be awesome. Who's this idiot? Or did I just say that? Helen, what a long reply. Okay, thank you. Thank you, as I'm working as an agency nurse at the moment, part-time, but I feel nursing is not something I want to do for the next 30 years. I've been burnt out, of course, yes. The company I do the COVID screening for also called me to support 2 new staff members on the job. They say that they know I'll be good at helping and they trust me. I'm also practicing my tarot readings and face-to-face spontaneous reading. The other evening, I went into a patient's room. I felt shivers down my spine, and I knew yeah, look, absolutely. And you know what? Nobody should. I know the circumstances are tough through COVID, but nobody should be worked to the bone, because if you lose some of your immunity from working so long and so hard without actually being appreciated, then you are going to get sick regardless of whether it's COVID or not. You're going to run your own immune system down. So hence why I was feeling that something was dragging the chain. I used the word boredom, but something wasn't right, and you can make it right. You can focus on, if you're learning, for instance, doing tarot and stuff like that. Focus on. I know you don't. I know you're probably not even getting much downtime, but focus on that. When I worked in the hospital, I used to love My supervisor didn't. But if I knew that somebody was struggling, or if I got the heads up that someone was actually going to be passing, I would actually go in and give them a blessing and make sure their transition was, as nice and as peaceful as can be. And at times I was even with the family and stuff like that, and the family were more than appreciative. It was just that extra bit that I could do, to make it kind of okay, if that makes sense. And it was, to me, and even to the nursing staff, they used to always say thank you, but my person I worked for hated me doing it. Why? Because it wasn't on my job description. So anyway, enough of that. But yeah, just be mindful, really mindful of your own immune system. And I know you're a nurse and you would know, but if you're taking some vitamins, double up on them. Doubling them is not going to hurt you, because you need it. There's more than being burnt out, my love. There is far more than being burnt out, because you've just and now it's like you're being pulled from pillar to post. Yes, you're great there, but hey, you're going to be good at here because we need you over here. So they're not taking into consideration, you. And I want you to be taken into consideration, if that makes sense. So yeah, look out for yourself. Yeah. Okay. Jenny Morgan. Okay, where are we? Just a general reading. After last year, it's been a bit better. Okay. Okay, okay. Please take this on as with respect. I can't say it any better than that, because you hang on 2 seconds. Somebody else has just. Jacqueline, thank you for your donation for Raffle Tickets. I'm sure you've seen there's 2 Kaftans in it. I think Eileen, a psychic that I know, I think she's got her eye on one of them. She's got a few tickets, but I think she's looking at hopefully one. But I know, Jacqueline, that you like the Kaftans too. So, although you might even have. Oh, no, maybe not. I was going to say you might have one of them, but no, I don't. In saying that, I don't think you do. Another cruise buddy. That's how I met Jacqueline, on a cruise back in, when was our first one, Jack? 2013? 100 of us wild women went on a cruise, sporting tiaras and feather boas. But it was the best cruise ever, wasn't it? It was pretty awesome. Anyway. Stella, I know you're tired. You go to bed, my love. I will let you know if you get any raffles, if you win anything. Hopefully you do. But yeah, please also too, can you send me your address, please? I'm just gonna. I think it's YouTube. I just blocked someone else. I'm blocking them wrongly, then I'll unblock them later. But yeah, so be it. Now, Jenny, back to you. I wanted to say to you, with the greatest respect, look, the last couple of years have been pretty horrendous, and a lot of things that you've had to even yourself tread carefully with in keeping yourself. How do I say, like keeping your head above water? The way you have, you're going to disagree with me, but I'm going to use these words because this is what I hear. The way that you have mastered it and shown respect is outstanding. Now, I want to say to you also too, your son, and those words came from him, your son is saying, Mum, I'm okay. I am seriously okay. I know that you don't think I truly am, but I am. And without your love, wow, without your love, I wouldn't have been. That is so special. I want to say to you that after losing him, and understandably so, like, your world stopped. And I know you didn't think straight. I know anxiety went through the roof. And I know that you even doubted some of the own words that you were saying to some of the, the nicest people around you. But your words mattered. The respect you gave him and making it that it was okay. And I have to say, though, exactly the way I hear it, when you made things okay for him, it was the greatest sign of respect. There was no judgment. There wasn't even there wasn't even judgment on on choice, even though not your era, on choice of music. But that was him, and that was his life, and that's what he wanted. And you bravely, you're his mum. You bravely, wow, I'm getting emotional with this one. You bravely attended in honor of so much, you know. Um, and he was honored and released to the universe in some of the toughest times of COVID. And he couldn't have everybody there that he wanted to, but my goodness, there was people chanting in the streets. There was people chanting in their own homes. There was people that were sending him love to send him on his way. And I don't know that you knew that. I don't know that you knew how many people were in their own homes chanting and singing. And even, I want to say to you, because you're showing me to, like, air guitaring. When he air guitars, I'm sorry, beloved, when he air guitars, it is a really bizarre image, but it's him to a T. It is him to a T. And I want to say, and I don't want to feel it, because they're for mum, but I'm feeling all these kisses that he's giving you, as if to say, do you know what, mum, stop taking on board some stuff that is said the wrong way, because he knows he knows you've got a big heart, but he also knows that you're vulnerable at times, and you kind of not pick on, but you kind of grasp every single word that people say to you. And he's saying, don't always do that, because sometimes it makes you feel a little bit bad, and he doesn't want you to feel bad. He wants you to feel wonderful. He wants you to feel like, Jacqueline, I know, just block them, and just block and report. That'd be great. Yeah, it's the way that he presents himself, and I think he's always going to present himself in this way because he stands out from the rest, and that's just him. But I think it's also his way of, like, really, and he doesn't have to prove anything to me, but I think it's his way of also proving to me that it's him. And then he's not just anyone coming through for the fun of it. It's him, but he comes through with so much gratitude for you. And look, as I said, I know it's been really tough, and throw COVID in amongst it as well, as and upset everyone's lives, and it's been even tougher. But he is saying that there is that level of vulnerability, that he's saying, don't take on board some of the things that that other people are saying to you, because it's not always 100% correct. And he feels that you're taking on board some of that, sometimes. And when he sees you, getting upset over what he calls, not me, what he calls minor things, then that upsets him, because he'd rather you just look at his picture or whatever, laugh, smile, have a bit of a joke, and even play some of that song. Like, to me, it's almost like Meatloaf's joined me, like I'm having a rockin' time. I don't even know if he likes Meatloaf, but that's what he just said. So Yes, Chantel, it's a hacker. Just block and delete. People just annoy me. But yeah. So yeah, so look, I'm hoping you're smiling with all that. I'm even getting a call on my mobile from what country is that? Really? Nigeria? You're kidding me, aren't you? Yeah, well, we obviously know where the hackers are. Although I've blocked that country on my Facebook pages. That's interesting. But anyway, I'll check that out later. So yeah, Jeannie, just let me know, because you will come good. And I have to say it to you in this way as well, but again with respect. Please start thinking better of yourself. You're a great mum. Don't ever doubt that. Really, don't ever doubt that. I don't doubt it for a second. I really don't. I've never met you, but I don't doubt it for a second. Okay. So I hope you can take that on board and just let me know how you feel about that, yeah? Okay. Who's next? Patrice. Anyone who's just joined, we're what, an hour and 1 hour and 11 minutes in. I looked at that at the right timing, didn't I? Spirit time and look. Tonight, money raised, all money tonight is going to charity for domestic violence, women and children. I know I sound like a broken record for those who've been watching the whole time. $15 for a read, or connection with spirit, whichever, and $10 for raffle tickets. And I'm going to actually draw one or two soon, and see how we go with that. But yeah, every single cent is going to charity tonight. Nothing's coming to me. And if you go on my pages, you can see some of the prizes. There's silk kaftans, there's crystal jewelry, there's crystals, there's mystery prizes, there's sessions, gift card sessions with me. Total value of the prizes I have is about $1,700. So it would be great if we can keep that rolling, so to speak. So, Patrice O'Connell, have you got a question for me? I think I'll find you on PayPal. Reading, thank you. Well, this should be less stressful. Not straight away, unfortunately. Just let me scroll in here for a second. Yes, I know. He tells me that you are. Beck, I won't forget you. Like, I go on these lives for about 200 bit hours, but I have to do all the PayPal ones first. I'm sorry. Oh, Vina, hello. You're here. Welcome. Welcome, my love. Diane, thank you for being supportive of people's questions and things. It's really lovely of you. I appreciate you doing that, because I can't respond to that while I'm here. Okay. Patrice O'Connell. Message. Patrice. Are you here? You're paid for a reading. Everything I have on PayPal is, well, this should be more stressful. Did you have anything else that was particularly yearning? Because I feel that there is. Oh, Helen, you've just sent more. Have you sent? Oh, wow. Okay, you got Helen. You're wanting two raffle tickets. Awesome. Let me write your name on two. Helen Hurst. Awesome. Jean, are you putting more money in? Because I've put your money so far to Raffle. Oh, you putting in for a reading for Beck? Okay. Oh, you're so kind. Thank you so much for that. I'm sure Beck would appreciate that. Okay, Patrice, here you are. Hope for it to be better than last year. I thought you would have another burning question. I feel there's something burning within your soul that you kind of need answers for. And look, I don't actually see for you in particular. I don't actually see things turning the corner till about late March. And you probably want it to happen quicker than that. But when I get shown number 3 directly in my face, it's almost like, no, nothing's going to virtually change till about the end of March. And what I also see with that is that you're possibly not even going to be open to the change that's coming your way until you really get a different perspective on it. And I think it's a good thing, like myself, because I feel that it's going to make you happier. I feel like it's actually going to bring you even more success in things that you've done in the past, if that makes sense. But I think that you feel a little bit overwhelmed with it in the beginning. And by doing that, henceforth, it's almost like, oh, now it's here. I don't think I can do this. But yeah, it's almost like you can, because you've kind of had a multitude of ups and downs, and I'll call them hurdles rather than mountains. And I know you will probably want to argue with me and say, no, a few of them have been mountains. But if we focus on them being mountains, they actually end up feeling to us bigger than Ben Hur. So I actually want to say to you that no, you've had some hurdles, and the hurdles haven't been easy, but you've conquered those hurdles. And I think that you're kind of fed up to the back teeth with a few things, but anyone sorry, Sandra, if you want raffle tickets, just at the going across the bottom of my screen is the PayPal account. That's where all the money is coming through for tonight. Thank you. Yeah, I just think that when you've gone through a hurdle, yes, it feels like a mountain, but when you get over it, I don't think that you've actually, I hate that word, pat on the back, but I don't think you've actually appreciated that the hurdle wasn't as big as the mountain that you actually thought it was in the first instance, if that makes sense. And I actually want to say to you that, things have kind of, there's one thing in particular, I'm hearing from Spirit that one thing in particular did take a turn for the worst. I don't think it was aimed at you directly, but I think it was somebody you're quite close to, but you actually took it on quite personal. And I feel like there's still remnants of that still floating around, because it's kind of made you, how they showing me, it's kind of made you feel like there has to be something better. Like you're saying these words of, there has to be something better, that like, I'm so sick of this, I have to do something, I feel that I need to go do something. And of course I feel that, that push, that's what you want to do, but you feel like there's something that's holding you back. I don't think there's much holding you back as such. I think, to be quite honest, it's more so how you speak to yourself is actually what's holding you back the most. But as I said to you, change is coming towards the end of March, and I virtually get told, like, 23rd, 24th of March seems to be an important date for something. I don't think it's anything. I'm not being told that it's something that's important apart from this opportunity coming your way. But I don't want you to feel overwhelmed with the opportunity, because I think when the opportunity is given to you, I think it's actually described too quickly and too possibly a little bit forceful, where you kind of walk away and you're a bit bamboozled, right? And it's almost like, oh, what was all that? Oh no. And that starts off the feeling of this overwhelming that I feel. But change is good. Change will work in your favor. Don't be frightened of change, because I think also too, there's been a little, what I hear in the last 6 months, a little bit of a fear factor that's crept in. And when you go down a path of having a bit of a fear factor, it's like you don't want to attempt something else. It's almost like you kind of go, oh, no, that's not for me. I'm not even going to give that a crack. Well, what's the old saying? You never know till you have a go. So I kind of have to say to you, you have to give things a crack. I believe 1,000% that we don't fail in life. If something doesn't work for us, it means it wasn't meant for us, and there's something different or better that we need to do. There is actually no failures. You can't fail at something as such. Like, and I kind of hate people that go, oh, I failed at this, or I failed at maths at school, so I must be hopeless. No, maths wasn't your forte, but so many other things were. And this is the way you have to look at it, because you're frightened of this change. And I just feel this fear factor already, even though I'm only just talking about it now, the fear factor is already creeping in, because I'm telling you. And someone's like, oh, really? So it's your birthday at the end of March, is it? Well, that's even better. That's even better. So tell me why you're fearful of change, though, because change is a good thing. You need change to happen to make things worse. Do you know what I mean? You please don't ever be frightened of change. Change is not going to harm you one little bit. As I said, there's there is no failure. Yeah, there is no failure. But if you don't give something a go, Sandra, thank you. I got that. I'm putting your name in the hat. If you don't give something a go, you're never ever going to experience the fun of trying something new. And if it doesn't work out for you, does it really matter? No, I say it doesn't. You need to try this. But I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to work out, because I believe it will. And I believe that change is that also too, even on a personal level. It's like that flick of a switch, that kind of thing. Then you say to yourself, wow, things make more sense now. And when things make more sense, that's when things go on a better path. And this path is going to change at the end of March. So when your birthday, if you're doing something for your birthday, don't be surprised. Excuse me. Don't be surprised for 1 second that someone doesn't approach you on your birthday, that someone doesn't. Sorry, I'm just reading something that came up on my phone, which is just absurd. Well, obviously the stalkers have got my phone number now, because I'm getting some crazy messages coming up on my phone. Love it. Where's my security guard when I need one? Strange things have happened. Anyway. But yeah. This is naughty, 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 naughty. The reason I knew Spirit was drumming in my head of this fear factor. I knew it was important. For you to not put yourself first, love. Like I've got to say it as clear as I hear it, and as clear as I even feel it myself personally, that when we don't put ourselves first, when people get married, they normally think of their partner first, and they have kiddies, and then the kiddies come first. And then, if mum or dad are ailing a bit and you need to go help there, then they come first. And you put yourself last all the time, even through just general, circumstances of life. It is not selfish, and it's not cruel, and it's not vindictive if you put yourself first before all of that. Because When you put yourself first, it means that you value yourself and you know that you're important. And yes, I'll go help my kids, and yes, I'll go, help my partner, and yes, I'll help my parents. You're not taking anything away from them. But if you do all that and still don't think highly of yourself, you're actually not doing them any favors, because then you're giving them some negativity that you're feeling yourself. So with your children, if you thought, oh, they're important, I've got to help them study, and oh, I never got that. The minute you think that, that's negative, and you're sitting with your children with a negative attitude. Stop. Like, I want to slap you. I probably want to slap a few people in my life. But anyway, I want to slap you because you are important, and you have to start, as I said, your partner is still important, your children are still important, and you're important too. If you want to just think of everybody as important on the same level, then do so, right? Do so. But you're not less important than anybody else, because the minute you go back to that, it means you're not open to opportunities. You're not going to take on this change because you fear it, because you feel that you're not good enough, and you're embedding that into yourself further every single day. So you've got between now and March to turn that around. And I don't mean that when you think that you're important, you've got to go, racing off and buying yourself stuff because you're important. I don't mean that at all. Just start thinking in yourself that you're worthy. You're just as worthy as your partner. You're just as worthy as your children. And you're worthy also too of your own time. And you're worthy to be successful to change. Instead of fearful of change, you're worthy to accept that change. And as I said, there is no failure. There's no failure. There's just lessons learned. If you're not good at something, it's a lesson that you've learned, because if you haven't tried it, you don't know, right? Please focus on that. Let me know how you feel about that. Let me know how you feel about that, because I kind of want to respectfully slap you. Nita, tonight's a charity night, so readings tonight are $15, raffle tickets are $10. All money is going to domestic violence victims, survivors, as I call them, women and children. That's what tonight's all about. And scrolling along the bottom of the screen is my PayPal account to put those in. Who wants me to draw a prize? We're an hour and 27 in. Who wants me to draw a prize? Anyone? Oh, the card just went for a 60. Who wants me to draw a prize? Do we get excited? Do I do a small one first and save the biggies to the end? Because the big ones are very expensive. Do I do a small one? Hell yes. I like that. Hell yes. Hell yes. Reading for Tony Whips. I thought that was for Beck. Tony Whips. Okay. Jenny, you just threw me $10, did you, for a ticket? It hasn't come through, but I'm sure it will. Hasn't come through as yet. Okay. These stupid notifications, get off. It was paid for both Beck and Tony. Okay, now I'm getting confused. I sure didn't. Okay. So, Jean, you've paid for 2 other readings, one for Tony Whips and one for Beck, is that right? So need an assistance. Okay, Angela, are you still here? Because you're next on the list. Angela, are you still here? And if you can Send me your question. That would be awesome. Oh, you're from New Zealand. Wow, cool. Would love a reading, but yeah, don't tell me what it's about. Can you please send me a question? I like. Awesome. Jean, you're a wonderful human being. Wonderful human being. Here she is. I'm here. Just a general for me, please, or any messages from anyone in spirit. Okay. Okay. Does anyone mind if I have a sip of water? Here's me. Look, it's my show, but I'm asking permission. Do you like that? See how nice I am? I ask permission. I'm probably not even going to wait for your answers. Because I'm just going to do. I just needed. I know, I don't. So I don't even have. Maybe if I employed a security guard to sit here and get rid of my hackers and whatever else, maybe they too can bring me cheese and bickies and champagne and keep me. Oh, and then I said, should I say what I was just about to say, just to make you all laugh? I was just about to say. Cheese and champagne to keep me moist, but I was meaning my mouth because when you talk so much, your mouth goes rather dry. But then I kind of realised how that would sound, and I stopped myself, but I went ahead and told you anyway. Oh, that's priceless. That's another gold moment. That's another, like psychic TV, a mystique moment. I can't stop laughing now. The security guard to bring me cheese and champagne to keep me moist. That's just hilarious. I think I have to record that one. I have to play this. I have to play this back later and pause it and pause it there and copy it somehow. That's hilarious. Do I say it again for another laugh? No, because I won't be able to stop laughing. That is so funny. Someone to be here, bring me cheese and crackers, help me with my hackers and keep me moist. That's just awesome. Anyway, we have gone right off track with that. Angela, I'm coming back to you. I can't stop laughing at myself. It's pretty funny. I'm sure that will come back to haunt me tomorrow, so to speak. Respectfully, Spirit, I don't mean haunt in that way, but you know what I mean. Angel, I'm coming back to you. A general. I've got to get Angel's picture up before I go a little bit crazy. Any messages from Spirit? Okay. Angela, with all due respect, I feel that what is it tonight? What is it with everybody at kind of crossroads with themselves? I guess it seems to be like a running flavour of people with crossroads, but I feel with you that it's a little bit different. I feel that there's a couple of things that have gone on in your life, and I want to say, even in the last, excuse me, even in the last 6 months, that something's happened where not so much that you doubt yourself, but something's happened that it's kind of dulled your spirits as such, and respectfully, spirit, I say that word regardless, but there seems to be something that's dulled your spirit, that's something that's kind of not necessarily eaten away at you, but I want to say that maybe you've heard something, maybe you have felt something, maybe that someone has said something that is not quite sitting with you and you don't quite know what to do with it, you don't quite know how to handle it, if that makes sense. But there's also, I want to say to you, there's also what I have is like a how do I say it? I don't think it's Dad. I don't think it's that, but it is a male figure. But I want to say like an older gentleman, and I want to say to him, very, very true to his nature, very true to his roots, very, very sincere of everything that he does, but also too very loving and kind, and a person that has told you in your childhood that they would look after you, they would nurture you, and they would help you through some difficult time. Well, okay, they would help you through some difficult times through your I want to say your teenage years going into your early 20s, and that person, you have great respect for that person. It's almost like you're by their side, yeah. Um, Chantel, you're next. This is for and Angela and I can't even say her name. I just stopped there because it was just a really loud noise outside. This is for Angelica. Sorry, just Angela. I was getting too excited with the name then. And look, I feel that this person is. I feel this person is actually your spirit guide. I think that you actually feel this person around you, and I actually want to say to you that you have something of this person. You have something. Way I'm being told is like prized possession, but I feel that that's because it's something personal and something that's endearing to them. And you have it safe. But I'm also hearing that it's okay not to always have it safe, because it's also okay to have out and about as such. But I feel that you have questioned your ability to connect with this person. And I think that's the part of the crossroads where I think you're a little bit, you feel, you sense, and I think that you hear. But I want to actually say to you that sometimes you think, oh no, that's just what I want to hear, and you brush it off as if it's nothing. And I actually want to say to you, it's more than nothing. It's a whole lot more than nothing. Do you understand what I mean? Can you let me know how that resonates with you? Because I feel like there's something, there's might be a question that you might want to ask that particular person. I think there's um something that you feel, not necessarily that I feel, something that you feel that was left unsaid. And I think that you're actually carrying around a bit of guilt about it. Can you let me know how that sits? Lenos, I've got your money for tickets. I'm just writing your tickets out while I wait for Angela to get back to me. Angela, you're saying that it could be your grandfather or your uncle. Do you have something? I feel it's more granddad. Do you have something of his that is quite personal, but you keep in a safe space? Because he's kind of saying, do you know what? It is personal, but it was left, excuse me, it was left to you for a reason. Um, um, I totally get, I know he's my spirit guide. Or is it father-in-law? No, I think it's granddad. I don't believe it's father-in-law at all. I think it's granddad. If it helps you determine the difference, they're probably both a bit the same. But as I said in the beginning, like very traditional, very much the ruling in their own rules type thing, but not in an arrogant way and not in a selfish way. A giver, like virtually a land giver. I don't know what the land has to do with it, but that's come through a little bit different because you didn't say that in the first instance. But he's a land giver of such, and yeah, there's. I just feel there's something that he's given you, and you've kind of put it away for. What would I call it, like for keepsake. My son sometimes wears his greenstone that even through. Okay, that is so personal. And can I ask you then why your son only sometimes wear it? Because he's sort of saying it's there to help, it's there to embrace, it's there to give you even a connection. Like even if your son isn't wearing it, even if you had it in your hand, like do you feel connected? Do you believe that when you connect with spirit that you're actually talking, or do you question? Do you question your own ability in the sense that you think that sometimes that you're just hearing what you want to hear? Because I feel like that you're doubting yourself in that regard. And yeah, And I'm kind of like, I mean, I only had water, but I seem to have this not necessarily reflux, but something that keeps coming up my windpipe. So I don't know if there was an issue there with his lungs, or there's an issue with your breathing as such. Whether there's been a recent recent drama going on with that. But yeah, it's almost like I feel that it's more him that has that, or that passed with that. But in hindsight, at the end of the day, can you kind of how do I say it? His spirit lives on, but it also lives on within yourself and your family. Allow the I don't know how this doesn't make sense to me. Allow the rope to be longer. So maybe you're stopping someone from doing something for a reason. Maybe you've got somebody that you're not allowing them to spread their wings as such. So maybe it's kind of that way. But yeah, he said virtually don't have the rope as long. Shorten the rope. Because everything is fine, like everything will be okay. There's a little bit of you that has that worry around certain things to do with this shortening of rope. But actually, I actually want to say that he's saying that it's okay, shorten the rope, shorten the rope, shorten the rope. Okay. You've just jumped in so you can tell me something here. Here's an embalmer, and some days it feels heavy at work. He won't wear it. I'm very paranoid of losing it, but I also doubt myself spiritually of that connection. There was a dispute with the family over land, and we were left out of it. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that you're left out of that land, but obviously that's why he threw the land bit in that last lot, because he came through and he said he was a land giver, and I didn't quite understand that. But as I said, spirit always comes through with things that are so personal to you, and not necessarily they don't have to make sense to me. I just have to be the spirit communicator as such. But he's sorry about the land. I mean, there's not. Well, there's nothing that can be done, and I don't recommend going into a fight with it either. But if that's what your son does, I mean, congratulations on doing that, because that is a really tough role. The more, how can I say this, the more that you're paranoid about it being lost, what you're doing is actually putting that out to the universe. And if you keep saying, oh, he might lose it, or he might do this, he might do that, you're actually putting it out there like you would in a normal, like in a normal circumstance, when we meditate to the universe. So just be mindful of that, because sometimes when we keep saying that something is bad, the universe says, oh, well, you keep saying it, so I'll give it to you. So can you kind of, in a way, take your mind off that? But also, too, he's sort of saying, if he's not wearing it one day, can you actually meditate with it so you can connect with him? Apparently it's a connector. And he's saying, just sit and talk to me. Stop, trying. Okay. Stop trying too hard to connect. It's easier than you think. So what he's saying, that he's around you quite often, but I guess that he's kind of watching you doubt what you're hearing, because you think at times it's what you want to hear, and that's why you think you're hearing it and not actually giving it the respect that it deserves. So I hope all that helps you. Again, good on your son for doing such a bit of a role that a lot of people can't do, and he's with his nature, he's actually, in my world, he's actually doing the right role, because he's caring and he will take care of those souls, if that makes sense to you. So yeah, give my son, my love and respect to him as well. So I hope that helps. Eileen, hello. I was talking about you a little while ago, but anyway, nothing bad. Diane, need to go to bed, say good night. Thank you for your time tonight, Diane. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining, and sleep well. Okay, Chantel, I'm to you. Anyone that's new, that's jumped in. Raffle tickets, $10. Readings are $15. All money going to, going to domestic violence victims, women and children. So the more tickets we can sell, the more prizes we can give away. As I said, I've got $1,700 of prizes, so it would be nice to get more tickets sold. But anyway, Beck, I've got someone's paid for you to have a reading, which is coming up. I've got Chantel, then I've got yourself, and then I've got Tony. So if you actually want to wait a little bit longer, if not, I can see what I get and text it to you. Yes, Nita, you can. Yes. Don't slacken it too much at first. I mean, because it won't be easy for you. Do it a bit slower. Just so that you don't get anxious about it. That's all. Because I don't want you getting anxious in doing so. Nita, you just might have to bear with me because I can't actually text that to you till I'm kind of done with all the ones that have already been paid. So if you can bear with me throughout the night, then great. But yeah. Okay. Okay. Angela, thank you. Yeah, I understand. Okay. Chantel. Question. Yeah, beautiful, Beck. It was actually Jean McDonald. Jean's probably still here. Jean McDonald is a beautiful soul. And I thank her dearly for doing that. She's so kind-hearted. She didn't believe me when I told her about a house, though, when it came, and it was right. Oh, you know I love you, Jean. Chantel, my love, question. Or have you already written it somewhere and I just can't see it? I've got to go right back and see if I can find. It'll be quicker if you can just answer me. No, I can't find it. Chantel. Oh. No, that was about the hacker. No. Chantel, my love, can you send me a question, please? Or what you're hoping to get out of the... here we go. There you are. Okay. Can I please get a general reading? Do you see my family getting a bigger home this year or weight loss? You choose. Oh, Chantal, you're so cute. I wasn't laughing at you. You know that. You know that. Let me have a look, my love. Let me have a look. Okay. I'm probably going to touch on a bit of both from what I'm getting. So, house-wise, I'm putting this way out there, but this is exactly what I'm being shown. I don't know what your house size is. I wouldn't know that in a million years. But I get told, this will probably excite you, I get told that your house size will double. But in saying that, you still have to be careful with where you choose to put things, because if you put too much in certain areas, which I understand you've been known for in the past, so I'm being told. I don't know. A bit weird. This one's coming through a bit weird. But if you overput things in certain rooms, it's actually going to look smaller than what you have now. But I'm being told now 3 times that it's going to be double the size of what you have today. But do not overstock it, is what I hear. I don't think that you have enough to actually overstock it, but it's almost like you get this newfound excitement, this newfound, oh, look at all this space, I can do this, 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 and this with it. But by doing all this, 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 this with it, then it's almost like then you overcrowd. And the minute you overcrowd, it's not even going to feel like a bigger space anymore, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay, we have 8 people living in a 3-bedroom home. It's hard. Okay. It would be extremely hard. So that's actually a good thing, being shown that it's going to be, double the size. But as I said, don't be putting too much into every single room, because when you do that, it's just going to be kind of a bit overwhelming again. But in hindsight, double the size of what you got now will allow those family members to spread out a little bit more and be able to even start to spread their wings where they don't feel as cluttered. And what I want to say, a lot of that niggling, you know how people are like, when they're agitated, they niggle and they, fight a little bit, all that will kind of cease. But I have to be brutally honest, and I don't actually see this till July. So I'm sorry to say that you're gonna have to grin and bear what you have now for a little bit longer. And I'm being shown virtually the middle of July, because the number 7 seems to be important, but also too, the number 7 is going to be part of where you're going to. So that's actually a nice thing to be told, that that's going to represent 2 things, because and a number 7, if are we in what year are we in? I know we're in a 3-year, I think, heading. Or did we enter a 2-year this year? Oh, I haven't got my numerology hat on. But at the end of the day, like having somewhere that is the number 7 and having it happen in the month of number 7 is also a good thing. So normally, the saying 3 strikes you're out. So something else. So 7 has to be significant to you somewhere else, because everything happens in 3s, and I know that you know that. So everything happens for 3s. Spirit is also jumping in to virtually say, please. Okay, I don't know how you can do this right now, but please let down the defense mechanism that you have, because not everybody is after the wrong thing. I don't know how that sits with you, but I'm being told more often than not throughout the day, this defense mechanism is coming up. Now, if that has to be because you've been hurt in the past, or you've been ripped off before in the past, you don't always have to have the protection mode up so high. And I understand that there's reasons why you'd have it up, but at times you've got to kind of trust yourself a bit more to say, do you know what, I can lower it a little bit, because if you keep it up too high all the time, and I say this with the greatest respect, if you keep it up too high all the time, your normal conversations with people end up coming across too harsh. And sometimes people find that rude, or sometimes people find it a little bit arrogant. So I do need you to kind of be mindful of that, because when you're, when your feather is kind of like had a gutful, sometimes it's rubbing off. Okay. And I understand where you're coming from, but sometimes other people are taking it the wrong way, and therefore their retaliation is not coming through back to you in the right way, and then that's causing another issue. Do you know what I mean? So in hindsight, we all have bad days, don't get me wrong, we all have bad days, and we all might say something that is a little bit harsh, but we always have to remember, like, even in my world, the spoken word is the spoken word. So when you speak your truth, and when you speak, with your tongue, if you're in a bad moment, or if you're in a bad mood, sometimes you actually have to override yourself, and that's really hard to learn, but you can, because we don't want to project onto others the wrong thing, because we can't take it back. I'm a person that is I can't stand people when they say, "Oh, but I was drunk, I didn't know what I was doing." Well, yeah, you did. The alcohol just made it easier for you to do. It's that simple. When people use alcohol or drugs or whatever for an excuse, and there's some people here who might take this the wrong way, and please don't. It's not a reflection of you whatsoever. This is a totally generalized comment. Sometimes people need alcohol and drugs to make it easier for them to say or to do things, but they will use that as an excuse. If you're in a relationship and you end up cheating on your partner, the first thing is, oh, I was drunk, I didn't know what I was doing. Yes, you did, because you wanted to do it, because that's why it made it easier for you to do it. The alcohol made it easier, if that makes sense. So there's I mean no disrespect to anybody. That was just a general thing of how that can affect you, because that's what I talk about with the spoken word. And I, at times, at times it gets tough. I think you've jumped in here. I have trouble trusting now, being that I've been burnt in the past. My anxiety also makes me feel like I'm always being judged. So that also contributes that. Chantel, if I can just say one thing about, it's fine to have anxiety, I'm sure over the years you've been told about, breathing and all that sort of stuff with anxiety. But if you're allowing the anxiety to grow because you feel like you're being judged, let me say part of a healing program that I have, which is 3 simple lines that simply are, okay? And we have to look at it this way. Everybody's entitled to an opinion, and everybody has an opinion. But it's what you do with that opinion that matters. If someone is judging you, trust me, they're going to judge you whatever you say or do. But that's on them. If I changed myself for everybody who judged me, I'd probably be dead. And I say that openly because I've been judged on and off for years. I was judged by my own family when I was a child because I could connect with spirit, and I was going to be burnt in a bonfire. It's, you can't be in someone else's mind. And another thing is that, I'm a bigger person, and I live near a beach, but if I went to that beach going, oh my God, that person's looking at me because I'm big and I shouldn't be here. Hello, they could be just walking past smiling. Like, you can't be inside someone else's head. And if somebody wants to judge you, let them. Who gives a shit? Excuse my French, but who gives a shit? They don't pay your bills. They really don't pay your bills. You do. You can't stop someone from judging you. What you can stop and what you can control is how you take that on board. And it's a simple 3-line thing. If you remember this for life, everybody has an opinion because everybody's entitled to an opinion. But it's really what you do with that opinion that matters. And anybody that, I've known people 40 years that will still tell me they don't believe anything of my psychic stuff. Do I give a shit? No. I might like them. I might think they're a great person. But do I take it on board? I kind of go, well, if you're skeptical and you don't believe, I can't force you to understand what I do. Because growing up with it, I was the witch, I was the devil, I still have ministers that call me the devil, yet ministers will say in a funeral that spirit lives on. Well, hello, you're talking my language, but they will still say I'm a devil. I have relatives that hated my guts because I was psychic. So all this comes into play, and I say, I don't say any of that to make anyone feel, oh, poor mistake. It's more about letting you know that people have judged me all my life. I've been talking to spirit since I was 3. I'm now 60. So I've been doing it a long time, and I've been judged nearly all my life. But I don't allow it to get into me. I used to. When I was younger, I wanted to suppress everything because I thought, oh, people hate me because of what I can do. I always thought I was here to help people. But if I took it all on board when I was younger and my brain wasn't fully developed as such, I could have harmed myself. I could have gone down a path that could have been very horrible. I may not be here today. But I chose to live because I knew what I was doing was right. I knew I could connect. I know wholeheartedly. I even work with a few fake people. I can't stand it because their energy is just crap, right? I know my connections with spirit are real. I back myself 500% every single day because I love what I do, and I love how spirit comes in so clear and so concise. You, my sweet, can't live your life worrying about what someone thinks about you, because your anxiety will kill you. I don't say that lightly. Anxiety can be horrible. Your anxiety can get so deep that you can feel like you're having a heart attack, and then that causes more anxiety and that causes more pain. And then you start worrying that something's wrong. And then you do the rounds of the doctors, all this sort of stuff. Keep it at bay. If people don't like you for you, who gives a shit? I say that loud and proud on TV, on lives, on anywhere that I am. If people don't like me for me, I don't care, because I'm not going to change for anybody. I've been the same all my life. I've been loud, I've been funny. Some people actually don't even want to come and see me as a counsellor because they think, oh no, I grew up with you. Oh my God, you were always loud. You're always, everybody loved you and you were the life of the party and blah, blah. Oh, I don't think you can be a counsellor. Hello. I spent over 8 years, or probably more than 8 years, like training in that field. I can be loving. I can be funny. I can be all sorts of things. But there is such a serious side to me in what I do with other stuff. As a counsellor, I go and counsel domestic violence victims. I go and counsel rape victims. I go and counsel victims of crime. And I counsel people that have had their partners cheat on them. There's so many things that I do that it is important and it's serious, and yet I can be funny that night. Do you know what I mean? When we're in a profession, we are professional when we are professional. Do you know what I mean? And for everybody who doubted my psychic abilities from when I was a child, if they're still on my friends list today, sometimes they like my stuff. Sometimes they just look at what I'm doing and don't even say a thing, yet I've known them 40 years. But do I care? No, I don't. Because I know who I am. And I know what I can do. And I won't allow anyone to allow me to doubt myself. And I'm saying that because this is exactly what I want to instill into you. You're a beautiful person. You have a beautiful soul. You're looking after some gorgeous children. And yes, I know sometimes they can be an absolute handful. And I know that you're struggling, but there's light at the end of the tunnel. July and number 7 and something else that's number 7 is going to be your friend this year. And it is going to be your friend this year. And that's what you look forward to. And stuff what anyone else thinks. Because you can't be inside their head, You might walk down the street tomorrow and someone might look at you funny and you automatically think, oh my God, what are they thinking of me? That's you putting your perception on it, which is wrong, because you can't be inside their head. So just stop it. Just remember those 3 things. Everybody has an opinion. Everybody's entitled to an opinion, but it's what I do with that opinion that matters. And if you can live by that, trust me, within a week, your anxiety will be so much better than what it is today. Yep. I'm already now 8 years medicated for anxiety panic disorder, but I'm seeing a lady who's helping me work through it. Fantastic. But please just take on board that other sentence, because part of that is you. And I don't know if you're the person you're seeing will actually tell you this, but your conscious mind goes to sleep at night all the time. Your subconscious stays awake. If you think for 1 minute that somebody is judging you, or somebody is speaking badly of you, or someone doesn't like what I'm wearing, or someone doesn't like how I'm speaking, all that sort of stuff, if you go to bed with any of that, your subconscious never goes to sleep. So your subconscious rolls with it all night long. And the problem, it hasn't changed, but the problem is worse in the morning, because your subconscious has gone with it all night long, yeah? So that has to calm down. But again, if you take on those 3 sentences, you're allowing yourself to override that. And then your subconscious, doesn't have that to mull on, yeah? So let me know how you go with that. And thank you. Thank you for listening. Okay. I look forward to actually hearing what happens on the 7th month. And where that third number 7 comes into play, my love. Okay. Oh, it's all good, Beck. Who needs rest? Thank you for your compliments, though. Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, I mean, some people use that saying loud and proud, because they're coming out from being gay and whatever the case may be. I just say it because my voice has always been loud. My personality has been loud. I'm a bigger person. I'm a bright person. I've never worn dull clothes as such. They're always bright. They're always bling. There's always something. She told me that today. That's why I have crazy. Okay. She's obviously on the right path with you, my love. If ever I can help on that line of work with you, please don't ever be frightened to reach out. Okay, Beck, you're up. While I still have everyone's attention, raffle tickets, please. We need some more. We need some more. Everything tonight, every $15 reading, every $10 raffle ticket, everything is going to charity, and the charity is domestic violence for women and children. Every single cent is going to them. I was up there with a group of them yesterday. I'm up there, a number of times a year. I'm also on call out with them where I go and help counsel them and all sorts of things going through their drama. So the government don't supply as much as what, I can't be derogative, as much as what is supposed to be. That's a nicer way of saying it. Okay. So that's what we're here for tonight. Everything's going to them. So please, get in there. We've gone 2 hours. Probably won't go that much longer. I'll start giving away some stuff soon. But please, the more tickets that are sold, the more I can give away. Because I have over $1,700 worth of stuff to give away. So if not everything goes tonight because of how much has been paid in for raffle tickets, then I'll give remainder of prizes away on a different night. And I'm sure everybody will be in all agreement with that. Because every prize is listed on my page and everyone can see that every prize is worth far more than the $10 a ticket. Okay. Becca, spirit with you tonight. Spirit, there's two spirits that are with you quite often. And I kind of have to touch on, there are times that you don't believe that spirit is, even though that you're well aware that spirit exists. There's times that you feel like what you're trying to connect with spirit or what you're trying to feel and sense that you actually can't. And I think that part of you kind of goes on a bit of a downer with that, as if to say, why aren't I connecting? Because I know I can. And I know you can. But I think that the signs that have been given out lately have been a bit screwy everywhere. And I believe that not everything, how do I say this? I believe everything that I think that you've heard in the last week, they directed me to 1 week and then going into a second week. So, okay, so we'll go the last 2 weeks. Everything that you've heard, you're doubting that you're hearing the right thing. You're doubting that you're feeling. There's been some strange sensations going on with you. What is that about? What is these strange sensations? Because I feel like I feel like life is good, and I say that with respect because you've been through the ringer and back on a few different things. But I feel that life is good, but I still think there's like a protector, or there's some doubt there somewhere. And I think you've been trying to connect with spirit to work out what those two things are, but you don't seem to be getting the answers. And maybe you're not getting the answers that you're wanting, but I think that some of the answers aren't coming through clear enough, because I don't think at times that you are opening yourself up. And I say, me, I say everything with respect, but it's like that at times that you think that your crown chakra and everything is open, but it's actually not. Does that make sense? Because I just feel there's something dragging the chain there. And I think that you're getting a little bit dirty on yourself for it. And I think when you're a bit dirty on yourself, there's other things that then go wrong. And we don't want that, because we don't want things to go wrong. But part of me is saying, from what I'm hearing is that you're not giving yourself, how do I say that? You're not giving yourself the right amount of time to sit and tune and to work out who's coming through, if that makes sense. I've got a cramp in my leg. That's not good. Does that make sense? And who is the male figure that's that comes through a little bit with spirit? I actually want to say he doesn't seem to be that old actually. Who's the male figure, Beck? He doesn't seem to be that old, so I don't want to say he's a father figure. I don't want to say he's a grandfather figure because he's not. It's somebody else. And I'm oh, wow, okay. I just got a wave of emotion there. How do I say this? Respectfully, when you are going through a tough time, this particular male you met, this particular male was also going through a tough time, but this particular male couldn't see the light in the tunnel. And oh my God. It seems to me, okay. It seems to me that he didn't understand. I have to be so respectful here because it's sad. It seems to me that he didn't fully understand that people were on his side. And by not understanding that people were on his side, he felt like he had no choice. He felt like he couldn't see that light at the end of the tunnel. Does this all make sense? I know wholeheartedly as he's showing me that you reached out, you said things to him that calmed him, you said things to him that made sense, but then a whole lot of other people weren't making sense. What were all those other people saying that made him feel like that? He couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I want to say that you reached out even physically. Man, I just got a whack in the throat. My goodness. If that's the way he went, my goodness. Spirit, with all due respects, you don't always have to show me that, and you don't always have to show me that with brutal force, because that was tough. But Beck, I actually want to say to you that there were times, my God, that was tough. There were times where you reached out your hand to hold his hand, to virtually show him there was a different way of living, a different way of even a different way of even thinking differently about his circumstances. I can hardly breathe, my goodness. That doesn't go unnoticed. It seriously doesn't go unnoticed. It was just that there was such an overwhelming sense that nobody else trusted him, that nobody else believed that he could be anything else than what he was that particular day, and that those darker thoughts were not going to go away with how you reached out. I believe there was somebody else that reached out so very kindly as well, and that person, I believe the two of you, I believe this I believe there's somebody else as well as yourself that still can't come to terms with this because you thought it was enough that you're reaching out. You thought he would turn a corner. Does that make sense? Respectfully from me and gratitude that your arms were reached out to help, as was this other person. I think you know this other person too that also reached out to help him through. He heard you, he understood you, and he loves you. But two people against everybody else was not going to make him see the light in that tunnel. As much as you tried, and you tried coming from your heart, from where you had been in your life, If I'm not guessing. I'm saying that even now, I've probably opened up your wound. Not that I don't think that your wound was healed properly from this event either, but I think I've just taking it back to it being so raw. And man, my throat is raw from this. Apart from him thanking you for your friendship, thanking you for trying to look out, he's still asking for forgiveness for you to see, to see why, and to understand why he still had to do. He in his world, in all of his world, he seemed to think that he had no choice. He seemed to think that, as I said, two people weren't enough. Tell him I hope he's at peace in the sense that, yeah, look, he knows that. I don't have to tell him, he knows that. He does. He does watch over you, as cliche as that may sound. I actually want to say to you that, and I don't know if you can remember, I know it's only a short time ago, but virtually his transition just seemed to be so quick because he took his life so quickly. But virtually, he's saying to me 45 minutes, I have to go with that. He's saying 45 minutes after he went, you should have felt him, because it was kind of like, looking over your shoulder and saying, I'm okay. And he is okay. He's sad that some people are still, sad and not understanding, but that was, if he was so deep in it and that's where he was, whatever anyone did, I don't think it would have ever changed his mind, to be quite honest. It was just the way he felt, and he couldn't see any other way. He thanks you for your love. He thanks you for your support. He also thanks you for showing him, like, trying to show him what was here on this realm for him to achieve. But as I said, in his mind, he felt like it was impossible to achieve. So I hope that has helped you, but please know that he's often around you. And if you know that other person that also tried to help, please pass on the love and respect to that person as well, and even my own personal gratitude for trying. Yeah, for trying. That was raw, wasn't it? Thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to be the communicator. Thank you, Spirit. Thanks, Beck. Thank you, Beck. And thank you for, I'm sorry if it's upheaval, some emotion with you, but if it has, please just release it and allow it to take its path, of course, but to release it in a way of the way he wants it to be released. Yeah. The other person I actually feel with you, Becca, as much as you may disagree at some point, but I feel like it's a mother figure. I feel like it's at times it's like a a lady who kind of throws her finger out there and probably in the land of the living was someone who reprimanded, do it my way or no way type thing. But in spirit world, she kind of reaches out and gives you a hug, and it's almost like an apology. But her way of saying it is, she grew up the hard way, and she doesn't know she didn't know any better, so she tried to do the same for you. You rebelled as such, and maybe it wasn't reciprocated in a way, and maybe you took offense, and respectfully, she understands that, but I feel that she still watches over you quite often. I actually want to say to you that if there's something that There seems to be something in the kitchen that either keeps, there's a continual thing that either keeps breaking or something that continually keeps stopping. So if it keeps stopping, that must be a watch or a clock or something or other. But breaking, I think silly little things are happening where things are getting broken, and that's kind of her way of saying, you know, you need to kind of notice me because I'm here, not to reprimand anymore, but to calm and to tell you I love you. So yeah, if that makes sense, that would be cool. Okay, Tony is my last one that's been paid for. I'm going to be like a publican and sort of say last drinks. We don't have enough money to give away all the prizes, but I am going to give away a few before I do Tony. So, Jean, thank you for that, because I feel that Beck obviously needed to hear from Corey. Okay, I don't even know. Have I got a total or something here? Have I got a total? I've got a total. What have I got? Okay. Guys, we're nearly near $500. Nearly near $500. If anyone can please, we're sitting on $435. Anyone can donate anything further. In raffle tickets before I draw one, because I'd like to, with that balance, I'd like to draw one of the silk caftans. I mean, the silk caftans, one is valued, you know, well, I have two, but just the price of one is virtually $450. So I think one of them, I think on special sells for about $369. Oh, Anita, yes, you did. And I don't know if I can do this privately. Hang on. If people can just bear with me for a second, to see if I can get this to Nita. Nita, you're on my Facebook, aren't you? I'm sure you are. I guess that's you. I'm instant messaging you bank details now, my love. I've just sent that through. And since you said you're getting tickets as raffle tickets as well, I will just hold off on drawing that till that comes through. So let me know. Tony, let me kind of have a look at you. Maybe I'll have a look at that. I'm hoping to any minute. Jean has told me to just listen. Oh, that's pretty funny. Good on you, Jean. But do you have anything that you actually want to touch on, or are like hoping to get? I just want to wait for before I draw any prizes. I just want to wait for Nita. She's been hanging on to try and get me to send her details where she can send money, so I've just done that. So, and then after that, we'll draw some prizes, which I'm so excited for, because you guys have been amazing. You've been so patient. Like, I've been here 2 hours and 23 minutes and still haven't drawn a prize. That's so funny. Okay. Okay, you want me to do that too, Beck? Okay. Let me get you up on Messenger. I should just have it in my clipboard because I've just done it. There you go, Beck. I'll just send that to you. Okay. I would just like to listen. Oh, that is so funny. You guys are so funny. Did you know one another? Like, Jean, how well do you know Tony if you're just telling her to listen and she's actually she's taking your advice? I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, I really Spirit's gone up my nose now. Oh, and I just heard a noise. I just heard a noise in my bedroom, so that'll be interesting. That'll be someone, that'll be Spirit doing something in there. Probably not to my liking. Or probably, because I said I want to secure. What did I say earlier? That was funny. I needed a security guard for my hackers, and to bring me cheese and champagne to get me moist. That was hilarious. I have to write that down somewhere because I have to play on words on that one. That is funny. That is so funny. Okay, so your besties. Okay, cool. All right. Let me have a quick look at that. Thank you, Jean. All right. Now, Tony, what I get with you is that, and you may not like this to a degree, or you may jump for joy. But what I get is that something for you is coming to an end for something else to start. So I don't know. Some people don't like it when I say, that something's coming to an end, but yeah, I just feel that something else is really coming to an end. But I actually want to say to you that you've probably been waiting for some time for that to happen. But now that it's kind of like, in your face, and I actually want to say in the next 2 months, that it's in your face, it's almost like that you sit there and go, oh, am I actually ready for it now? Like, what have I been asking for? Because I don't feel like I'm ready now. So it seems like that you're chopping and changing a little bit, so to speak. So yeah, I just feel like it needs to happen, though. I feel like this ending seriously needs to happen for you to be able to proceed in your next venture. And what? Oh my God. Okay. So you're okay. I just heard that your next venture is requiring funds, and I think that's why there's the hesitancy on you've been wanting this, but it's kind of like, you didn't expect it, and now it's in your face, and now you're not kind of ready because with being shown that you don't have the funds to actually do it. I actually want to say to you that you do. I actually kind of think that the scary part that's holding you back is more about you're worried that you won't continue to have funds to be able to do this next chapter, but the extra funds will come. Excuse me. Beck and Nidra, I've got that. Thank you so much. So I feel like you're the one that's trying to now push this, where I say, one door, closes, another one opens. I feel like now that you're trying to push that backwards, as if to say, hang on a minute, universe, I'm actually not quite ready for it. But I really do want to say to you, can you change the way you're thinking with it, change your wording, because what I see is that door actually has to close, and close very soon, for you to be able to open what you've been wanting to open to for quite some time. You don't have, how do I say this? You don't have a huge amount of spare cash that's available. I'll say it that way. in case this new chapter doesn't work. But I want to say to you, stop saying this new chapter may not work. Stop saying this new thing may not give me what I want, because that's what you're actually putting out, instead of saying, do you know what, I'm going to embrace this new thing. I have the funds to start it, and I'm going to embrace it, and I want to embrace it, and I want to, have fun. Yeah. Becca, I've got it. Thank you. It's more about, please trust in yourself, because by doing it, by closing that other door, you're actually inviting the universe to kind of back you and say, do you know what, we've got your back, and the funds that you have now will get you started, but more funds will come. More funds will come, but you've got to be more clearer and more positive in the way that you think and you talk about yourself, because when you don't, when you're kind of saying, oh, I don't think I've got enough funds, I don't think I've got enough funds, you're continually putting that out there to the universe. So the universe goes, okay, you reckon you've got no funds? So all of a sudden you don't have funds, because something else will happen that you need to spend funds on. But that's what you're putting out. So you got to be sort of saying, I want this door to close to open me into this new arena, because I want to walk through this new arena. I want to be confident walking through this arena, because I know I am. I know I'm good at what I do. I know my eyes are now open. I have finances to start with. Please send me finances to complete. These are the things that you need to be saying. And say it every time you meditate, because I have cards that show me that you achieve what you want to achieve. You just have to step over your own hurdle. It's not a hurdle coming your way. You have to step over your own hurdle to get to where you want to be. No one's actually blocking your path, okay? Nobody is blocking your path. You're actually blocking your own path. And when you open yourself up even more to be able to do this, you're actually going to even have different choices. You're actually going to have people come to you and say, do you know what? You're pretty cool at this. Like, how can you do this? Can you do that? And all of a sudden, this is where all the extra money comes from. This is where all the funds come from. It's like, do you know what? Wow, this is really cool. And then you start saying things like, I never expected this to happen. But rather than say that, you then start saying to the universe, I am filled with gratitude, because I didn't think I could. And I'm like Thomas the Tank. And I've used that scenario with someone else before. Thomas the Tank always said, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And then he did. Instead of saying, I don't think I can, be like, Thomas the Tank is children, but be like Thomas the Tank, wake up in your day, and even write it down in a diary or a journal or something. Start writing down, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. And every so often through the day, say it, because when he kept saying it, he did. He never said I think I can't do it. He said, I think I can. And he pushed himself, and he opened himself up, and he was able to achieve. And that's coming from a childhood thing. Do you know what I mean? But you've been thrown some curveballs before in your life. And I think that's also what makes you frightened to close this door to open the other, because I think that you're a little bit like a lady we had earlier tonight, of having this fear factor. I think you sometimes allow that fear factor to come in too deep. And when that comes in too deep, it kind of sits in there with you, and then you don't want to budge, because then you get too fearful of changing, yeah? And that scares the living daylights out of you. But you have to be kind of, you have to be embracing change. You have to be open to it and kind of saying, do you know what? Throw it at me. Because as I said, even a couple of times tonight, there is no failures in life. They're lessons learned. I don't think you need to learn any more lessons to do what you want to do. Allow that door to close. Allow yourself to speak more freely to the universe. Allow yourself to even write some things down that are more freer for you, to be able to kind of flip that switch. Does that all make sense? Can you kind of jump in and let me know how all that sits with you? And then I'm going to draw a prize. I've been looking forward to doing this all night. I'm going to draw. It sure does scare me. But you're allowing those fears to take over. When you allow the fears to take over, they automatically will, and then you sit there going, oh, I told myself that. Where's the faith gone in yourself? You've achieved greater things before when you thought you can't. What got you through them? Nita, yes it did. Was that for 4 tickets? I'm assuming it was. Because I put your name in 4 times. Okay. Kaftan, here we come. On if anyone quickly wants to look at my Facebook pages, you will see the pictures. 3 in a reading. Okay, that doesn't quite make sense because it was 40. So readings are 15 and tickets are 10. So that's why I thought 4 tickets. Anyway, I'll give you a bit of reading anyway. So this is for a kaftan to the value of 300. Which one's this one? The orange one. So this one's $385. And it's going to da-da-da, da-da-da. I can't even open the goddamn. Oh my goodness. Oh. Someone. Danina, are you still watching? Let me see that. Danina. Kaftan. I don't even think she likes kaftan. I don't even think she wants to wear a kaftan. Danina, are you still with me? I think you went a while ago. If you are, can you kind of make yourself known? Can you make yourself known? No, that's okay. I'll do like a mini reading for you as well. Because I know you've been hanging around all night. Danina, it looks like you're not with me still. I'm going to write on here, Kaftan. I'll probably see what she wants to do with that. We didn't get enough funds to do both kaftans because then that gets up to about $900 odd. So, Tiger's Eye Elephant. Elephant. I love Tiger's Eye Elephant. He's so cool. He's so cool. He's so cool. Anyway, Tiger's Eye Elephant goes to Stella. Stella went a while ago. Stella was tired. She'd worked all day. Let me write her name on that. My pen's gone missing. Stella is Tiger's Eye. Elephant. Elephant. I love elephants. I love elephants. Now, the crystal jewellery I actually don't have in this room. I have it in another room. So, Jean, yes, you can, because the 2 kaftans alone, are like $900. So, or close to. And, yeah, didn't quite make it to 500 tonight with readings and raffle tickets. So I'm only going to give away the kaftans tonight, and then we'll schedule another charity night, and then we'll do remainder of the price. So for a piece of crystal jewelry to the value of $200 is going to Jacqueline Helen. I can't get my own camera. Jacqueline. So I will need Jacqueline and Stella to message me their addresses. So crystal jewelry. So that's for that one. I'm going to do a mystery prize, which means you get a surprise in the mail. And that will go. This is my little beautiful little bag I keep scrummaging around and shuffling. Got everybody's, in case everyone wonders where my hand is going. Certainly not going on my security champagne, man. So Eileen, I have a mystery bag going to you. Mystery bag. She'll have to message me her address. Jacqueline, you were still here. God love you. Yeah, sorry I couldn't. You didn't come out with a caftan, but you'll have a lovely piece of crystal jewellery coming your way. But yeah, can you inbox me your address, please, my sweet? Stella's already gone. Delina, I have her address. Eileen, I'll need your address. And I'll do one more mystery and see how we go. Oh my God, Stella, you've got another one. So Stella's got a mystery one as well. Mystery prize. Okay, let me do a reading, and you never know, I just might do another crystal one after that, and then we'll be done because it's 2 hours 40 minutes. So Nita, I'm actually going to give you a quick one, because I feel like there was some how do I say it, like a tense situation, like a I feel like there's some like your whole body is just in the last probably I won't go as far as 3 months, but I'll say 2 months. It's like there's this tense feeling, this unsure feeling of something rather, and it's, to me, it's just like you've got burning questions, to burning questions that you kind of want to ask, not necessarily with me, but you want to ask for yourself. Yeah, and I just, yeah, I just feel so tense. I feel so tight. I feel like I just want to get on the floor and not necessarily have someone walk on my back, but I feel like, I feel like I have to release some tension somehow. Now, whether that's through anger, whether that's, well, people release anger in many ways, and not necessarily in harmful ways, but, they can have a boxing session, they can punch the living daylights out of like a pillow as such. They can, Jean, is that for Tony for the next round? Or for tonight? If you can clarify that, that'd be great. Yeah, whether you do that or seriously, I know even a massage sounds cliche, but if you can get someone that can really get the points of their fingers in or their elbows in, I think that there's a lot of stress built up virtually in the top part of your shoulders, impinging, I want to say, on the base of your neck. It's almost like whatever has caused all this tension, you seriously need to resolve it, because it's affecting your daily thought process, and it's also affecting your sleep, and it's probably something that's quite personal, I actually want to say, where you feel that, I kind of feel that you think that you need to respond or you need to solve it yourself, but you actually don't. You actually don't need to solve it yourself. To be quite honest, I actually don't think it's totally 100% yours to solve, if that makes sense. I feel like it's something that's happened in your surroundings, something that's it's certainly part, I want to say, part personal to you. But yeah, I feel that somewhere in the equation you need to kind of get out. Do you know what I mean? Okay, well, Nita, you do know the other side of my business is counselling and psychotherapy. So if it's around a situation that can help, get in contact with me and we'll have a session that way, because I just think that you're going to even create havoc, and it's probably already started with your digestive system, because I don't think you're even retaining enough nutrients from food, because it's almost like a part of your digestive system goes into spasms, if that makes sense. So you're actually hanging on to things that need to be really to get out there in the open, so you're able to, not necessarily the wording of put them to bed and being able to move forward, but that's kind of in a way what you need to do, because I just think you're putting too much pressure on yourself to be able to try and sort this out yourself. And I think that there's parts of you where some of it is personal, and what you think is that you feel like if you spoke to a stranger or such, that you feel like there'll be some judgment there, you feel like there's someone that's going to look at you and really sort of pass down some judgment. And anyone that knows me seriously knows that I have excuse me, I have no judgment at all. I'm too much of a professional. I wouldn't be in that sort of role in my life if I was judgmental, because you really can't. And I seriously hate judgmental people anyway. I boot them out of my life very quickly. But you seriously do need to open up. Yeah. Because it's kind of causing you some issues. And where I see it in that digestive tract, as well as the tenseness in your shoulders, that will become headaches, and headaches will become migraines. And then at times you're going to say, well, why the bloody hell have I got this, and what's going on now, and is everything okay with my health? And then you go down a path of questioning a whole lot of other stuff. So there's some work that needs to go on there. So if I can help in the other direction, please reach out. You can book in a counseling session with me, and work through it that way, because I just feel the longer that you're hanging on to that, the more damage you're actually doing to yourself. And I just don't think it's productive, and I think it's even affecting the way you think and feel every single day. Like it's almost like you wake up and go, oh, another day, whatever, and even to the point of oh, the sun's out and shining, I should be, oh no, who gives a shit. Oh, sorry I have to say it that way, but that's how spirit is bringing it through. Is there some days there's even lacking certain things within yourself. A lot is going on there, love. And yeah, I'm very mindful of it. And yeah, it needs to be unwound, because the more each day that you're holding something in, it's winding you up even more. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like we need to kind of get you on I always say there's no right or wrongs, but we need to get you on a better path. And one of my sayings, under, coaching banners or counseling banners is, we look at ways of you being able to become, or, release things that you can become the best version of yourself. And, I pride myself in helping a lot of people through that. And, so as I said, if I can be of assistance at all, then, we can book in a session, whenever it can be. It doesn't have to be today, tomorrow, next week. It's whenever you feel that you're ready to do that, or that you're willing to want to work on certain things. And sometimes there's no quick fix. I mean, depending on what you're going through as such, sometimes there is no quick fix. But in other times, if and sometimes my psychic often helps in that. If I can see something, spirit shows me something from a past trauma or something like that, sometimes it doesn't take long to get to the bottom of that, if that makes sense to you. So that always helps as well. But yeah, but we can talk about that later. But I do thank you for being part of tonight. I thank you also too for your patience. And I do want to say to everybody, because it's nearly been 3 hours, Nita, I hope just that little bit has helped you in saying that. I want to thank every single person. We reached 500, which is absolutely awesome. So already I have 500 to hand over, and I just think that is just an amazing feat. There is only me here tonight, and domestic violence is my passion. I donate even my own time, like I did yesterday. I go up and, oh, Eileen, you need to send me. You want a mystery bag so far, so yeah, I need you to send me. If you can text me your address, that'd be great. I this sounds weird to some people, and I have said this. I think I said this on the Christmas show, that um, every Boxing Day when they have sales as such, I normally stick my head into David Jones, or as it's Myer these days, because their lingerie department normally has a stack of specials, and they're normally really good pieces of lingerie. They may not be sets as such, but they're normally really good pieces of lingerie that are, an odd size or something that hasn't been as popular as something else. And sometimes they're only like $2 a piece, and they're 60, 70, dollars for a bra or a pair of knickers or something or other. And in my world, it's like, no, I'm just going to grab what I can. And $20 is 10 pieces of beautiful lingerie. And what I do is I wait till I've got a decent bag of it, and I do try and match up a pair of knickers that might match a bra that I've bought, or whatever the case may be, and I take that up to the domestic violence victims. And that's what I did yesterday. And the look on their faces, it's the last thought on their mind leaving a situation, and it's the furthest thing from their mind, because they've got to go through courts and all that sort of stuff as well. As so lingerie, a decent pair of knickers, a decent bra is the last thing on their list. And to see them just kind of go, oh my God, it's like Christmas. It really is, that childhood expression, but in hindsight, it's adult versions of gratitude and love. And they're just so grateful for something like that. But the like the Coles size shopping bags, for instance, like I had 2 of those completely full, and we all know that bras and knickers roll up to bugger all. But that's how much I had. But then I had some from the year before that I hadn't been able to take up there due to COVID and all sorts of things, because they had restrictions under COVID. So 2 bags of really nice lingerie, which at full price would be well over, probably well over $1,000, but it certainly didn't cost me that much. But it's just, to me, it's just something that I think, what, I've been there, done that, and I know things that they don't even think of, because they're in that state of mind. You know what I mean? But to see the elation on their faces when they get it, and it's like, it's gold to them. I mean, nobody on the outside sees it as such, but it's them personally. We're giving them back their own self-worth. We're giving them back some self-love and some self-respect, and being able to just feel good in a nice pair of bra and knickers. So but yeah, so you guys tonight have been tremendous, the ones that are still here, but from everybody from start to finish, you've all been tremendous. And $500 is nothing to be sneezed at, to give over to this worthy cause. And because I've got other prizes, yes, maybe in a week, maybe in 2, maybe I'll let everybody save up, and maybe in a couple of weeks time, we'll do another charity night, and therefore I can give the other prizes away. And because the prizes are here to give away, and I have got a lot of integrity, and nothing is going to be kept in. I mean, God, I get silk caftans to wear all the time as such, but when I ask for things so I can give them away as prizes, I have a few companies that respect who I am, because they know who I am, and they give over with gratitude, and they know what cause it's going to. So that's always very special. Everybody that's had a reading with me tonight, if you've got any further validations, please go on my Facebook page, write a small review. or write just something that how it resonated with you or whatnot, because reviews obviously also too helps me get business along the way. So if you can spare a few moments and do that, I'd be most grateful for that too. I thank everybody that has had a reading. I thank everybody that's bought a raffle ticket, and congratulations so far the ones that have won. And thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for all staying for 3 hours. It's been fun. It's been invigorating. It's been enjoyable. It's been beautiful bringing through such awesome messages from Spirit. And Spirit, thank you so much for your company tonight. I've had quite a few here. And yeah, embrace life, everybody. It's a cliche when I say life is short, but COVID has shown us to slow down, be kinder, be more gentler to people, be kinder to ourselves. Because if you're not kind to yourself, how can you expect anyone else to? And that's another one of my sayings. If you don't love yourself, how can you expect someone else to love you? So please all go away. Like yourself even more tonight. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give thanks for still being here. Read a little affirmation before you go to bed, so you're going to bed with beautiful thoughts in your head. I wish you all a wonderful Australia Day tomorrow, whatever you're doing. Again, thank you all so much for your time. Your donations have been greatly appreciated. I love you all very much, you know that, and I'll see you again soon. I'm getting emotional, so I need to bail out now. But love to you all. Oh my God, love to you all. Thank you all again so very much from the bottom of my heart. You know who you are. Love you. Good night. Sleep well. Sleep well.